Tune in Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Your Body is Your Pharmacy radio show. Hear from the doctors that were among the first in the U.S. to merge the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and natural medicines with the advances of modern medical science. Listen to pioneer doctors Virender Sodhi, Shalender, and Anju Sodhi to keep up with some of the latest medical advances and learn from some of the true leaders of Ayurvedic medicines every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. with the Your Body is Your Pharmacy radio show on Desi 1250 AM. Radio that listens to you.
Hi, folks. This is Dr. Virender Sodhi, and welcome back to your show, Your Body is a Natural Pharmacy, where I teach you that you can make every damn drug on demand. What you need to do is just create a balance in your body. And whenever you go out of the balance, you are creating a disease process for you. And today we are going to talk about the basic philosophy of Ayurvedic medicine. And if you have any questions, you guys can call me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. And so the number is 844-301-1250. The number again is 844-301-1250. So you all have heard about Ayurvedic medicine. And what is Ayurvedic medicine? So a lot of time, people coming from India kind of know it, but it's sad that a lot of new generation does not know that the Ayurvedic medicine is a traditional system of India. So I have made a special effort to teach the folks, not only for Indian origin, but to the rest of the world. And I've dedicated my life for it. And hopefully I will be teaching for many, many years to come, because I think this is one of the best medicine. That's why I'm practicing it for the last 37 years. So this year, I will be in 37th years of my medical practice. And in medicine, you almost 44 years. So you can see that I've devoted almost half my life in medicine. And the more I study about it, the more I love it, because we are able to help so many people. And one of the basic tenets of Ayurvedic medicine is balance. And we are going to touch some philosophy, what is based on, and how we see what different people are. We all have seen that some of are very thin, some of are very tall, some of them are a little overweight, or some are very overweight. Some people can consume as much as food they can without gaining a single ounce on them. And somebody else just passes by a Pizza Hut and he is up 5 pounds. So what makes those people different? What is the problem? And this is the concept which is lacking in the allopathic medicine, because they have one fit all kind of medicine where you give same kind of medicine for everybody, and that does not actually help. And we are seeing a crisis in the health field right now. There are so many diseases which are being created by the treatment itself, and because I constantly write on it. And if you guys can follow me on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, I write every day, 5 days a week, and usually I talk about some topic which is hot in the press, and what is my take on that, or anything which I want my folks to know. Just yesterday we wrote article on the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and how they have increased the heart attack 3.5-fold, which is a huge, that means 4-fold more heart attack people who are not using the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, paracetamol, which is your Tylenol, aspirin, naproxen, all those drugs which are very commonly prescribed. So you can follow me. You can go on www.ayurvedic science, and then you can follow me on Facebook by finding my Ayurvedic science page, or you can go on Twitter, Dr. Virender Sodhi, or on LinkedIn, again, Dr. Virender Sodhi. So, and I'll be happy if you have any feedback for me, because I like to help you guys understand why the way I am telling you is the best way. And the Ayurvedic way is living in harmony with the Mother Nature. We all come with a specific kind of makeup, and which I call them a hardware, and then we write a software on it. It's very much like our computers. We have a hardware, and then we start writing a software on it. So our ancient scientists, which we call them rishis, they have recognized for many, many centuries ago that our body has a very unique combination, and these unique combination is depending upon what kind of elements we have. And so the whole Eastern philosophy, even Chinese philosophy, is based on similar kind of concept of the elements. These elements are Ayurvedic elements are ether, or we call them in Sanskrit Akash. Akash is a spaceless space, which we see a void. And then the second one is the air, or that's called Vayu in Sanskrit. The third one is the fire, or Agni in Sanskrit. And the fourth one is water, or the Jal, or Apas in Sanskrit. And the fifth one is the earth, or Prithvi, as we call it in Sanskrit. So basically, these are the five elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And these are in quantum molecules. These are not, you can't see them. They're not physically elements. And the description which is given in Ayurvedic medicine, which is also the basis for yoga and astrology and Vastu, all those, the Eastern sciences are based on this five element theory. And so the things start from the void, and when the void start to, which is the akasha or the ether, when the void start to move, it creates that stir, and the stir is air. And again, there is a philosophy behind it, why start to move, because there is a innate qualities of sattva, raja, and tama. Sattva is the truth, raja is the movement factor, tamas is the destructive factor, and they are in harmony all the time. But whenever they start to shift because of the thought process shift, they start to move. And so then it becomes the air or vayu, and when there is a friction comes in, whenever there is things are moving, and that creates the principle of fire. And when the fire is there is a water, because certain things become liquid and certain things become solid. And so that is the water principle. And then there is a earth principle. So you can see this constantly going in the mother nature. We are making up, breaking up, making up, breaking up. This cycle is constantly going on. And in the human body, these five elements, we translate them into the doshas. So dosha is a Sanskrit word. What that means is that dosha is when a body is in balance, they are protective. So these, and the doshas, we call them three doshas: vata, pitta, and kapha. Vata is combination of ether and air. Pitta is combination of fire and water, and kapha is a combination of water and earth. So these doshas, when they are in balance, they are very protective of a body. What that means, you will have a perfect health. Your mind will be pretty good. Your moods will be very wonderful. You sleep good. You will have energy. And when they go out of balance, then they start creating problem, depending upon what kind of element is going out of balance in your body. So in Ayurvedic medicine, we talk about balance, balance, balance all the time. There is no pill. Whenever people come to me, any of my patients might have seen it, that whenever they come to me, I first give them a lecture that if you have come to me, you're going to have to work on it. Because that is, if you don't work on your body, it's a lifestyle change. You need to take rest of your life. It's not, okay, I'm going to eat this kind of food for 1 or 2 weeks and I will see the changes. It does not have that way. Because if you don't follow what your body really needed, so what has happened is that we have created a problem for ourselves by eating the food which we should not be eating. And a lot of foods are modified, which we're never exposed to. And now, unfortunately, we have food which was never in the history of humankind we ever eaten. For example, pesticide, insecticide, hormones, the genetic changes in the food. We have never been exposed to those kind of food, plastics, pollution, in the air. So we are already at a kind of disadvantage. And if we don't do a balancing act, we are going to have more problem. So let's talk about vata. What is vata? Vata is basically a combination of ether and air. So ether and air has a movement factor, as we talked about already. So anything in the body or in the universe is moved by the vata. So whenever you have excessive vata characteristic, when you are moving fast, or you're running fast, or you're traveling in an aeroplane, or you're traveling in a car, your air principle, air dosha, vata dosha goes out of balance. So you might have seen, when you travel in an aeroplane, you get constipated, dehydrated, and you get also sleep issues. These are all the vata disturbance issues. So I will talk to you then what is going on wrong with you and what you can do to help balance it out. That's why another goal, so that you can understand what is wrong with me. And human body, you need to learn yourself. You learn every day, and you become yourself a mirror of you. So you look yourself in the mirror. It says, okay, like for example, if Virender Sodhi, Dr. Sodhi is doing something wrong, so I'm look myself in the mirror. So, okay, what is going on with me? So in Sanskrit, we call it a drashta. Drashta means to witness. Anything which we have done in the past, we don't need to regret it because I can't change it. So this is another interesting concept of Ayurvedic medicine. No matter what you do, you can't change what you have done. So purpose of regretting. Today, some of my friends sent me this very beautiful dialogue between Guru Nanak, who's a wonderful Sikh teacher, the first teacher who laid down the path for Sikh religion, and also my ancestor. And he said that, you can't change it. And future, nobody knows about it, so nothing to worry about it. And what you have is a moment. You present in the moment. When you are present in the moment, you are making it happen. And this collection of moment, which is a fraction of a second, becomes your life. And if you start living, Buddha said the same thing. Every enlightened person, Christ, and they all have said the same thing. When you start living in a moment to moment, you are living your life. When we worry what is going to happen tomorrow, we are not helping. We're actually making your vata go out of balance. And when we regret what we have done, we're getting angry. We're making our pitta. And when we are not doing activity, we are aggravating our kapha. So we can see that by even thought process, we are changing the whole process of the healing. So vata, as I said, is a movement factor. And so when anything in the body, anything in the universe is moved by the vata. So all your nutrients are supplied with the vata. All your hormones are supplied with the vata. All your muscles, all the contractions, relaxation in the body is the function of vata. So you can see your heart is beating. That's the function of vata. Your nervous system is working. That's the function of your vata. Your muscles are, you're able to contract. You're able to walk. That's the function of vata. So these functionality of vata are very important. There is a Sanskrit shloka. It says, the vata is the movement factor, and pitta and kapha are lame. They don't have legs. They can't walk. So vata is also very important to control because it also make other doshas, pitta and kapha, to move. So that's why in Ayurvedic medicine we pay very heavy emphasis on balancing of vata, and we have routines which we tell people to do, and I also try to do it myself so that you can balance your body on a daily basis. So what are the signs of vata? When vata goes out of the balance. So before I go that one, I think I should talk about what are the characters of vata type. So depending upon what kind of dominance of these molecules we have in your body, we will have different dominant kind of body types. We will have vata dominant, we will have pitta dominant, we will have kapha dominant. And then we can have combinations. We can have vata pitta, pitta kapha, or kapha vata, or we can have a combination of these three. So in broad sense, we have around 7 major body types. But if you see, make these combinations, there can be zillions of body types, depending upon what kind of dominant factors you have in your body. But in general, the vata types are very creative, and these are mental people. And I do pulse diagnosis in my clinic, and when I put my hand on the pulse and their vata pulse is going off, so you are a thinker. And says, how you know? Because the vata pulse is very active in these people. These people are very highly imaginative. they have all kinds of ideas in their brain, but they have a hard time achieving it. You know why? Because they are irregular. They don't stick to it. Vata has tons of idea. The difference between Vata and Pitta is if the Pitta has the idea, he sticks with it and he get it done. Vata people are imaginative. They go on thinking about it. It never put into action plan, and that is the problem. And they have irregular stuff. And these people, they learn things very, very quickly. So anything you tell them, they got it very quickly. But the downside is they also forget very quickly too. So if you ask them 3 days later, oh, I don't remember it, because the quick you learn, the quick you lose. They can be like a thin people, can be tall or short. These are very talkative people. They talk and walk fast, and they have tendency towards cold hands and feet. So these are the people who are they're discomfortable in winter. Their hands and feet tends to be on the colder side, and this can be also a sign of some diseases like a thyroid issues. When people have thyroid issues, their extremities are cold. When people has issues with the Raynaud's, the extremities are cold. Their hand and feet are cold. Raynaud's is a disease where the circulation is poor in your extremities, and it make you cold. So that means you also have a Vata disorder there. And they can be easily excited. They see a thing and they just like very quickly become excitable, but then also they run away from it. Their moods can be variable. They can be very pleasant one time and then can be very nasty the other time. So they kind of cycles. Their routines can be very irregular. They don't like to stick. They don't like routine. Basically, Vata people has a hard time sticking to a routine. And whenever they see a kind of routine, they kind of get bored with it. And which is actually not good for them. They need to stick to a routine because it will make them more balanced. Their appetite is also variable. Sometimes they're hungry, sometimes they're not hungry. The energy is also ups and downs. Sometimes they have lots of energy, sometimes they don't have energy. And basically, these are very joyous and enthusiastic people, but they have their own issues of variability. Whenever they go under stressful situation, they react to those stresses with anxiety and fear. Anxiety and fear kind of governs them, and so when they are out of balance, especially, and they become impulsive when they get anxious and fearful. They become impulsive, and you might have seen whenever we are anxious and fearful, we become impulsive too. So another word. Whenever you have a Vata dominance in you, you will be also having these symptoms. So you can be a body type Pitta, but if you have a Vata imbalances, you will start behaving like a Vata. And so, this is another concept which people need to understand, because you can be a certain body type, but you can be also have that mode where you're running in that mode. When you're running in that mode of pathology. So in Ayurvedic medicine, we talk about Prakriti and Vikriti. Prakriti is where you're balanced, where you should be. Vikriti is where you get adapted behaviors or your lifestyle. And adapted lifestyle can create imbalance in Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and you can start behaving that module of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. I actually call them V mode and P mode and K mode, just for better understanding. They can have racing thoughts. Vata people just have lots of racing thoughts in their brain. Their skin tries to be very dry. Their hair can try to be dry. And they have a hard time perspiring because they have a very airy characteristic. And these people are prone to body aches and pains, irregular heartbeat, anxiety, muscle spasms, low back pain, constipation. A lot of Vata people has an issue with constipation, abdominal gas, diarrhea, nervous stomach, menstrual cramp. These people can have premature ejaculation or sexual dysfunction. They're also prone to neurological diseases and also to arthritis. So you can see that these are the characteristics which Vata people will dominantly will have. But when you are in Vata mode or when you are behaving like a Vata, you will also depict similar kind of behavior. We will discuss more about continue our discussion on Vata, and then we'll come to Pitta and Kapha after the short break here.
If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
So hello folks, back again in discussion. We were talking about Vata disorder when people has a Vata imbalance. So what kind of things they will depict? So they will be more anxious, more worried, more tired. Nervous system can't concentrate, agitated, impatient, spaced out. They'll be feeling like they have defeated themselves. And they can be insecure, restless, cannot make decisions. They can lose weight. Insomnia. This is the very hallmark of Vata disorder, insomnia. When people are under Vata conditions, they are not sleeping properly. They can have body aches and pains. The moods can be agitated. And they can be more sensitive to the cold. So, everybody is sensitive to the cold, but Vata people will be a lot more sensitive to the cold. So you might have seen certain people when the snow comes in, they just love it. And certain people say, oh my God, again? So these people who saying again, they are mostly Vata people. And Pitta people, when they see snow, they're very jubilous because they're fiery, they're hot. So they love the cold. So you can see there is a differences. The skin can be cracked and dry and chapped lips. Their heart can have palpitations. They can have a gas, constipation, belching, hiccups, dry throats, dry eyes. So these are all signs of when the Vata is out of balance in your body. And so what you need to do when you have a Vata imbalance in you. So, basically, as I said earlier, the Vata is the governor and you have to harness it. If you don't harness your Vata, you're not going to have balance in anything. So one of the first important thing is your sleep. Today, with the invent of these laptops and computers and phones and all these gadgets, TVs, which is not helping us because it's disturbing our sleep. In the mother nature, when we had the natural sleep and wake cycle, we were going to the bed by 9 to 10 o'clock when the sun was down, and we were waking up with the sun up. And that is how our genetics are programmed. And a lot of time people say, no, I'm a night person. I have a bad news for those people. Nobody is a night person, especially if you're human species. We are not from the owl family. Sorry. We are from the human species. And we cannot be a night person because when we are waking up in the middle of night, you are making your hormones go crazy. There's lots of studies, and I've written on the subject. When people work in the graveyard shift, they have a lot more diseases, a lot more cancers, a lot more diabetes, a lot more heart disease, a lot more osteoporosis, menopause symptoms, arthritis, you name it. All of those go very berserk because your body is not getting restful sleep. So sleep is a single most important factor for every body type, but especially for Vata, and has to be at night. And establish a routine, because these Vata tendencies toward the irregularity. So put those routines in your life. Vatas are dry. So it's like if you have a dry bar bearing, a dry kind of a machine, and you put a little bit oil in them. And this is a interesting analogy, but if you put a little bit oil, they start to have no noise in that bar bearing on that machine. Similarly, Vata are very hyperactive and their system tends to be on the edge And when they eat more oily food, more nuts and more seed, more ghee, more seeds, sesame oil, oils, olive oil, coconut oil, they feel better. It grounds them. It actually helps the nervous system. Nervous system need oil. If you look at the nervous system, it's basically a fat. So when you put fat, the nervous system calms down. So very important. And then there is a different kind of taste which will be really good for the Vata people. Like we call them sweet, sour, and salty. This is another Ayurvedic philosophy of the different tastes. So the food which are like a milk, rice, and wheat, fruits and berries, which can provide the sweet, sour, and salty taste, helps them to relax. So, these are the simple tips. Breathing exercise, I emphasis heavily on breathing exercises, because if you breathe, you are calming down. If you run, especially a lot of people with the Vata, they love to dance, they love to run, they love to jog, which is basically not good for them. They need to calm down. They need to walk rather than running. And according to my principles, walking is the best exercise. Running is not the good exercise. Talk to anybody who has been running and let me know if their knees are still alive after 40 or 50. And by 50, they all have kind of bad knees. So bad hips too. So if you want the knee replacement and hip replacement, yes, keep running and jogging. But walking is the best. And we are designed to walk. We're not designed to run. So what you can do, what kind of food you can eat to help the Vata imbalance. So whenever you see the symptoms which we talked about, insomnia, constipation, dry skin, racing mind, that means you're in Vata mode. And what you need to do at that time, you have to balance yourself. And how you balance it? One is your activity. Calm down. You don't try to do 100 things at a time. Sort it out. Organize. Maybe choose 4 or 5 which you can do. And write it down and then do next day again. So that way you create a lifestyle where you are not overloading your system. The second one is breathing exercise. As I said, the breathing is very, very calming. So simple, just breathe in through the nose, hold it in, let your oxygen be absorbed in your system, then let it out through the mouth. Very simple breathing exercise will help you calm down. Whenever you feel you're anxious, you're kind of agitated, just take a deep breath through your nose, hold it in as long as you can, breathe it out. You start to feel better immediately. So these are simple, which I call free medicines. The next one is our food. And food is really healer. As the Hippocrates said that the food be the medicine. And that's true. That's what the Ayurvedic principles are, that food is our medicine. And so you want to eat fresh food. You want to favor food which are oily, which has more nice protein in it, which has a complex carbohydrate. They are not very dry. Dry food will be like corn will be dry, like buckwheat will be dry. Our cold food will be not very helpful for that. And eat small meals, but frequent. For Vata imbalances, you need to eat small because they have a little low digestive fire, which we call Agni. Agni is your digestive fire. And when you have a low digestive fire, you're not able to digest huge quantities of food. So eat small meals and then eat more frequently. And the breakfast is the most, these people skip breakfast. They are not eating breakfast. So eat breakfast, very, very important to eat. And should be hot food. Vata people should not. Whenever you have Vata disorder, you should not eat cold food because that is going to not help you. Add spices. And one of my favorite spice is ginger. Ginger is such a wonderful spice to add for Vata imbalances. It's digestive. It helps elimination. It detoxifies your body. It warms your body. If you're feeling cold, you start taking some ginger. You'll see your extremities start to warm up. Black pepper is another one, which is good too. You can mix black pepper and ginger together, half teaspoon, and start with a half teaspoon of that one and see how you feel. You can rub it up to 1 teaspoon 3 times a day with the food. Just sprinkle on the food. Warm milk is another good thing if you're not allergic to milk. Adding honey or sugar a little bit. When I say sugar, I'm limiting sugar to 2 teaspoons a day. That does not mean that you can have tons of sugar because excessive is going to also create a problem. You can add oil and the salt on your food too, which is also going to calm it down. Sweet fruits are pretty good, more better for Vata than the very unripe kind of astringent food, which is like a raw fruits, which would be not good for you. So when you even take a shower, take a warm shower rather than the cold shower. So you can see that when you start adding these things of food and your lifestyle, your breathing, you can start calming down. Another thing which is really Vata people love, or when we have Vata imbalance, is a massage. I just had a massage before I came to the radio show today, and such a relaxing for everybody. And oil on your skin, on your forehead. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I usually wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and so what I do, the first thing I do, I take some olive oil and I put in my nose, I put in my ear, I put on my forehead and massage, as I'm going and doing some things in my daily routine. And believe me, I feel so relaxed, so fresh, and that makes me let into the meditation, which which everybody should do. The meditation for Vata people is a must. For everybody is a must, but for Vata people is a must because they have a lot of chaotic ideas and they're not balanced with that one. So the next one we are going to talk about. There are lots of food which they should eat and they should avoid. They should avoid food which are like a broccoli family. Too much will cause them problem. They can have one times a week, but not excessive. That one, potatoes, peppers, those kind of irritate them. And they can have like sweet carrots and cucumbers, and those kind of vegetables are really, really good. I think because I cannot discuss the whole subject because I still have Pitta, Kapha, and then I want to talk about other ones too. So let's move back to the Pitta. Pitta is basically a combination of water and fire. So anything with the heat, fire is the heat principle in our body, which is done in our body is done by the Pitta. So another important function of Pitta is digestion. And in Ayurvedic medicine, we pay very heavy emphasis on digestion and metabolism. Your metabolism is also controlled by Pitta. So when you have a good digestive fire, you are going to digest your food properly. You're going to make your elimination properly. And whenever we don't have a good digestive fire, we are not going to digest our food and we're not going to eliminate the toxic load. So a lot of people, when they don't digest their food properly, they make a toxic accumulation. And in Ayurvedic medicine, we call them ama. Ama is basically a undigested food, which is creating is toxic load. So just to give you an example, when we eating, for example, carbohydrate, your rice, our favorite food, say wheat. Bread or roti or naan, whatever. These carbohydrates are bunch of sugar molecule, and they're called complex. That's why, because there are so many sugar molecules, and body digests it and make it to the final sugar, and that is what body recognizes them as sugar. But when we are not digesting this food properly, we are making intermediate products, and these intermediate products are causing the problems, and they cause allergies and toxic buildup. And then when they have toxic buildup, body's gene behavior start to change. So similarly, protein, fat, they all are digested to the final product. And when we are not digesting, we are making the toxic load, which is we call the ama. So very important to have a good Pitta, good digestive fire, and they are the Agni. So Agni, or the digestive fire, is sole responsibility of the Pitta. So the Pitta helps the digestion, absorption, assimilation, nutrition, metabolism, your body temperature, skin color, luster, intelligence, understanding, and we all have good and bad in us. So when the Pitta goes out of balance, they also create a problem, and that problem is we get anger. So what are the signs of Pitta aggravation? We get angry, irritable. So these are the people who are sitting on a red light, and we all have that moment when we're sitting on a red light, and red light is not converting too quick for you into green light. Whenever you have that idea, whenever you have that kind of thought process, you are Pitta deranged. Your Pitta is out of balance. So we all have our moments. So whenever you become a little irresistible, irritable, hostile, enraged, that means your Pitta is out of balance. And whenever Pitta is out of balance, we also are impatient. We are critical of self and others. You're not done enough. No matter what you have done, you have not done enough. And this is very typical of Pitta characteristic. Pittas are very organized. They are go-getters, overachievers, but they also make other people run down because they want a lot of out of them and out of others too. So if you have a pitta boss, you may have a problem because he has a high expectation. But if you have a pitta worker, he will work his tail off to do the best for you. So whenever you're hiring an employee, hire a pitta employee. And whenever you're working for somebody, don't work for a pitta boss because he will run you down. So this is a joke, but there are realities because you see, when you have a pitta boss, it will be hard for them to understand. A lot of corporate structures has pitta people, high achieving people, and we see a lot of these people in my office here, and they all have dissatisfaction. They all are frustrated. They all are angry, and you can see that's why there is a so high turnover in the IT industry. A lot of people will be changing jobs 3 to 4, 5 years later, 3 to 4, 5 years again, they change because they are not satisfied with what they have, or they are really, their health is actually suffering. Whenever you have a excessive pitta, you also get acidity, you get heartburn, you get stomach ulcers. So this is again, folks, is a pitta imbalance, and people get allergies. People can have it. Sleep can be disturbing, and they have a hard time falling asleep. They will wake up in the middle of sleep because they are not satisfied. So that anger, that frustration will wake them in the middle of night. They can be also has a tendency towards loose stools or diarrhea. They can have bad breath, bad body odor because they have too much fire in them. They can be heat sensitive. They can get hot flashes easy. They get skin rashes and boils. The eyes become red very quickly. They can also be prone to acne more. And so they love kind of sugar because they have high energy people, so they are grabbing towards the sugar all the time. Similarly, Vata people too, because they have energy spurts and they get lose it, so they want some sugar to keep that stuff going on, and which is bad for all of us. And they are also prone to more fevers and night sweat. So you can see whenever you have these symptoms of pitta aggravation, that means your pitta is out of balance and you need to do to balance it out. So what do you need to do to balance your pitta? So one other thing is watch what you're doing. Remember the first principle, be a drashta, be a witness to yourself. See what your body is doing, what you're behaving, why you're behaving the way you're behaving. What is going on with you? Look yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself. Mr. X, what is going on with you? Why I'm acting the way I'm acting? And remember, we can't change my past, so there's nothing to be regretful. I don't know about my future. Nobody knows, even the enlightened person. What we know is the right moment right now. If we start living from moment to moment, we will start. We can learn from our past. That will make our present and future happier. So one of the things, the thought process, you need to calm down, you need to cool down. And there is only 24 hours in a day. You cannot stretch even a 1 second out of 24 hours. No matter how much you try, no matter how much money you throw at it, you're not able to stretch it even a 1 second. So calm down, make your priorities, try to get things done, and then have fun. Pitta people are go-getter, overachiever, never have fun. And a lot of times, I see people and they say, okay, I'm going to do it when I'm going to get that old, I will have that much money. Guys, I don't think that's a good attitude. And I've seen a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't have a good health and they end up spending all the money they earn on getting the good health. Dalai Lama once said that people work very hard and to make more money. When they have more money, there is no health left. So there is no fun. So find that fun in you on a daily basis. Spend some time to calm yourself. Spend some time to enjoy your life, enjoy your family, enjoy your spouse, enjoy your kids if you have, enjoy your friends, enjoy the Mother Nature. Mother Nature has a very calming effect on almost everybody. I think on this program, I've talked about the forest bathing in Japan. It's called Shinru. When you go outside and walk in the Mother Nature, your immune system boosts 40%, just walking 1 hour a week. And that immune system stays up there for 1 week. So what a wonderful method of boosting your immune system, and especially for Pitta people, because they have an amazing effect with the Mother Nature. We all have it, but pitta has excessive amount of benefit with the mother nature. Uh, Stop being jealous. Stop being angry. Just look at what make you angry, and jealousy is going to burn you too, and it's not going to help you. We can You can see how the other person has done it, and maybe try to make those changes. And then there is a factor which nobody has a control, which is what I call as your luck factor. You may have worked many students go to medical school, they get same education, engineering school, same education by the same teachers, but everyone comes out differently. Partially it depends upon you, how you apply those knowledge, and then partially it applies on the environment where you are, and partially it also implies what you have written in your fate. So you can't change that. So I think those are meaningless to worry about it, and just be with yourself, learn yourself what you are, and try to be the best out of it. The food which is good for the pitta people should be sweet. That doesn't mean you can just take a bucket of sugar, by the way. Sweet means sweet fruits, nuts and seeds like dates, but not excessive again. Bitter are also good because bitter helps they are cooling. Astringent food, especially like a pomegranate kind of fruits, are really cooling for them. Lots of green vegetables are phenomenally good for them. Complex carbohydrate are really good for them. Don't eat food which are very quickly or fried food. Alcohol, smoking, overwork, exertion, overheating, running will kill pitta, and you will have problem. So we'll discuss the rest of the stuff on pitta, and then we'll continue our discussion on kapha after the short break here.
If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
So we are talking about the pitta and what we need to do to balance the pitta now. So again, first is your thought process. So you need to calm down your thought process. Get away from the angry, frustrated, irritable, jealous thoughts. This is not going to help you. This is going to burn you more. So what you need to do is calm down, see what is the source of that jealousy, that anger, that frustration, which is causing the problem, and be realistic about it. You cannot expect to achieve which is not realistic. But if you make a baby steps, you may be able to achieve that goal. So again, be realistic and try to balance that out. If you don't balance, you're going to burn yourself and you will die prematurely, and with lots of diseases, especially with inflammation. So food-wise, you want to eat cool or warm food, but not very, very hot. It will burn you. And that means also hot, spicy food. A lot of people, pitta people cannot handle spices. Like I cannot handle a lot of spicy. I have some pitta in me, and spicy can really create some number on me. I get heartburn. I get even bleeding with it. So eat mild spices. You can have ginger, you can have cumin, coriander, fennel, basil, oregano, thyme. Those are nice. They're not very hot spices, but cayenne pepper will be very hot. So if you want to eat, just eat very little amount of. Garlic is even bother some pitta people too. So take it, but small amount. So you can see, and especially the absolutely no or alcohol, coffee, that will burn you. That's not the good thing for you. Eat more fresh food, more in season. For every body type, they should be the standard. And avoid the food which is very fermented, like pickle food, and less vinegars and type of stuff. You can have, but less amount of, not too much, and they will actually also cause a problem to you. And you can have oil, but less oil than the vata. Too much oily food, especially the fried food, is a really big no-no. Whenever with pitta imbalance, or when you are pitta mode, you eat any oily fried food, you will get heartburn, you will have burps, your gallbladder will act out, and you will have a hard time handling it. So processed food, especially red meat, is like a really, really big no, because it is a lot of heating and will cause problems. So if they want to eat animal protein, it will be better to have a fish or chicken, which is also have a heating properties, but again, not too much. More favorite is more vegetarian kind of stuff. Vata people can have animal protein because it will calm you down. But Pitta people, if they have too much animal protein, it will irritate them. So basically, again, eat food which is balancing. Ghee is balancing, milk is balancing for Pitta people, unless you're allergic to it. Eat more fresh vegetables and fruits. So you can see that, what you can do to help balance out the Pitta if you're in Pitta mode. The next one is the Kapha. Kapha is a combination of water and earth. So these are Ardhi. So these people are the one who are going to pass by a Pizza Hut and can gain 5 pounds, because they have a special kind of metabolism, a little slow, and they can gain weight and hold on to it. These are the people who have a hard time or difficulty in losing weight. And so basically these people are easygoing, very relaxed, they are slow paced, they are very affectionate and loving people. These people, everybody loves them because they are very affectionate and loving. Usually very forgiving, very compassionate, non-judgmental, stable nature, physically strong and sturdy, and they are heavier built. And they are the strongest of all the constitution. Usually speak slowly. They will talk with a lot of deliberation. They will not say words which they don't mean. Usually skin is softer, hair are softer. The eyes are very nice and shiny and softer. Voices are softer. But they have a tendency to be overweight, as I said earlier, because their digestive system is slow. They are prone to depression and inactivity. So these are the people, when you are in Kapha mode or Kapha constitution, you are going to be a channel flipper sitting on the couch, and that's one of the worst things they can do. The sexually, the Kapha people are slowest aroused, but they have more sustenance than the other body types. So they are considered best sexual partner. They are usually in good health. They have a resistance to diseases, slow to anger, and they are the guys who try to harmonize everything. And so they not get easily upset. And but everyone has a positive and negative. And the negative in them is that they like to possess things. They like to hold things. They have a hard time letting it go. If they have garage full of garbage, they will still have trouble letting it go. And it may be sitting there for years and years and years. So this is the weakness, that they have a tendency towards the depression too, and a tendency towards gaining weight. These are also folks who are more prone to colds and congestion and sinus condition, respiratory condition like asthma, hay fever, allergies, even hardening of the blood vessels because of the excessive weight they have gained. So you can see that every one body type has its positive and negative. And the idea is, again, to create a balance. So what are the signs and symptoms of when you have a kapha imbalance? So, I'm saying it that you are born with a kapha, or you have a kapha imbalance. You can have similar kind of symptoms there. So you'll be sluggish in thinking. You'll be dull in thinking. You can be groggy all day, apathetic, no desire, depressed, sad, sentimental, slow to comprehend, slow to react, lethargy, clinging, hanging on to the people and ideas. You can be possessive, very tired in the morning. Kapha people, a little slow to wake up. They love to sleep. And these are the people who are kind of slow to arrive everywhere. If the 9 o'clock is the time where you should be arriving, they will arrive at 9:30. When I teach a class at Best University or other places, we see people who are coming later, 15, 20 minutes later. those are kapha people. And when you see a person who is right on time, just like if 9 o'clock, he is or she is there at 8:55, that is pitta. And if the some person who sometimes comes early and sometimes late, that is the vata person. So you can see that we all have these different kind of personalities, and you can see how the people are behaving and what mode they are basically are in. So as I said, they can be easily prone to weight gain and obesity. They're also prone to diabetes, hay fever. They also retain water, and especially if you are kapha constitution, you will retain water in the legs area. And so a lot of females, especially when they're going through the menstrual cycle, they gain water in that area. And those are mostly kapha constitution who will have the edema in the legs. So they also have the tendency towards high cholesterol, which I don't believe is a disease. Personally, I think is how you process is a problem. Because of the weight, they can have achy joints. So you can see that when your people are in kapha excessive mode, they have these issues going on with them. So what you can do to balance the kapha? Again, kapha is sluggish, kapha is slow. So what they need to do mentally and emotionally, they need to be perking up. They need to do exercise. Put them on the treadmill, put them on the walk, put them on some weight training, make them go out, walk in the mother nature, ask them to swim, ask them to do some kind of activity. Although pitta people love swimming more than the kapha, but I'm asking as a point for the exercise point of view. So any activity is good for the kapha, and they will have really good success with it when they have the activity, because otherwise they will be prone to depression. Food wise, they should eat warm and light food. If you are kapha, usually people are naturally attracted to dairy products, sugar, fatty meals, and that is a bad news for them. They should not eat heavy oils, because that will actually accumulate in the system and make the system more slow. And these all are said 5,000 years ago or maybe more than that. And you can see, wow, it is still holding on. That means how powerful is this is all stuff for us. So the food wise, you want to eat foods which are spicier, and that spicy food like ginger, garlic, almost all spices are good for you. The ice cold water is a no. You don't want to eat anything which is icy, because that is going to have a big problem with you, because then you are going to gain more weight and your digestive system will be very slow. Ginger tea is the best thing for you. Like green tea is another good thing. So when I wake up in the morning, because I have some kapha in me too, so what I do, I have a green tea and I put some ginger in it, and I put some honey, raw honey in it. And usually my first cup is raw honey, and second, third, fourth, whatever I drink without honey. And then second with honey, I take it around 4 o'clock. So, I have limited my sugar, although I love sugar, but I think sugar is not going to love me. So you wanted to make sure, because kapha people has a sweet tooth. So you want to avoid that sweet tooth, because that is going to cause you diabetes and other metabolic syndrome. They also indulge in dairy fruit like ice cream, cheese. They love it. Avoid that. Eat raw fruits and vegetables and salads. Lot of vegetables. I've been telling everybody to eat lots of vegetables, because that is so good for all of us. So when you eat good amount of fruits and vegetables, you're helping your whole system to be in balance. And this is how actually we are designed in the mother nature, to eat lots of green vegetable. I have read the paleo diet and this diet and that diet. And when I read it, I just kind of laugh about it, because I have been hunter when I was in my teens. And if my family has to really depend on meat, I think all of would have starved, because you don't get animal or bird every day, no matter how good skillful hunter you are. So, and if you get one, that may be once a week. So that means 5-6 days we didn't eat food. We were eating food, but what was the food? Was the fresh berries, the roots and leaves and stems, whatever we can collect. That was our main food. Yes, we got meat here and there. That was it. So a lot of time when people say, okay, need paleo diet, I don't think that's a good way, because you are going to put heavy toxic load in your system and you have a hard time digesting it. So make sure that you follow these stuff. So basically, as I discussed, that you wanted to make a plan where you understand who are you. You look at you, and you become a mirror of you. And when you're looking and you become aware of what is going on with you, and then you follow those guidelines which I guided to you. And if you have any questions, come to our clinic or call us. We'll be very happy to help you with the whole process. And stay healthy, and God bless you. And if you have any questions, give us a call anytime. So, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.